Hey everyone, it's Pastor Paul Krampitz. I'm so glad that you're joining us for this walk through Luther's Small Catechism, an ancient document published well over 500 years ago, but something that I think is contemporary and speaks to us here today. So we are in the Ten Commandments. We've just begun the second table, which has to do with our relations with others, with our neighbors. And the fifth commandment, you shall not murder. What is this? Luther says we are to fear and love God. Again, I just want to lift up the fact that Luther reminds us all of these commandments have to do with our relationship with God, that is lived out also in our relationship with others. So we are to fear and love God so that we neither endanger nor harm the lives of our neighbors, but instead help and support them in all of life's needs. Luther greatly expands what we might understand the scope of the fifth commandment to be about. It's not just simply, you shall not murder. Luther talks about not endangering or harming the lives of our neighbors, not putting them in jeopardy, right? So what are the harmful things that we might be doing to our neighbors? We might find in this commandment, for example, something that's said about pollution, our care for the environment, how sometimes corporate entities take advantage of others financially. We might not think of this as murder, but it really does fall in the scope within the fifth commandment, not endangering or harming the lives of our neighbors. And then Luther raises the bar even more. He says, but instead, we're to help and support them in all of life's needs. Luther lifting up the mandate of Jesus to love others as God has loved us. It's a greatly expanded vision of this commandment. It's not about being pacifist or not killing. And indeed, Luther wrote extensively on whether a Christian who was a soldier could be saved. This is not about not taking human life. Indeed, there are cases where that is justified and indeed necessary. This is about us having a basic stance of love and care for one another, not endangering them, not harming them, but instead helping and supporting them. Again, simply loving our neighbors as we love ourselves, wishing only the best for them. This means that we need to do things like feed the hungry, not take advantage of those that don't have a voice. We need to speak up for those who are disenfranchised. We need to speak up when people's rights are being trampled upon, when people are being seen as less than fully human or less than fully persons. We're to not only avoid endangering or harming others, but we are to instead come to their aid and help and support them in all of our needs. It's probably a very different way of understanding the fifth commandment that we normally have, but again, I think very helpful for us, particularly in this day and age, when so many people are being mistreated, seen as less than holy people, holy, W-H-O-L-L-Y. This is recognizing that each person is created in God's image and that God loves them as much as God loves each and every one of us. May you know God's abundant love this day. May you be open to the blessings that God pours out upon us each and every day. And until next time, this is Pastor Paul saying goodbye and God bless.